What's going on, folks? Keith Moore Jr. here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about my top 5 foods for muscle building. Now, one of the macronutrients that is essential for building muscle is going to be protein. Protein is very important, whether it be muscle building or you're trying to maintain your lean muscle when you are cutting down. So I'm going to be sharing with you all foods that are extremely high in protein but low in carbs and low in fat. And I'm also going to be sharing with you all foods that are high in either carbs or fat, but they also have a good amount of protein in them so that you all can prepare some balanced meals. So if you take the meal the food option that's high in protein but low in carbs and low in fat, you compare that with these other meal choices, well, not meal choices, but food options that are higher in carbs and higher in fats, so that you have that perfect balance for a meal, but you also are ensuring that you are getting plenty of protein. Now, what I recommend for the amount of protein you should be consuming is 0.8 grams to 1 gram per pound of body weight. That's typically what you see a lot of people recommending, so that's what's worked for me, so that's what I stick to. When I'm cutting, I may sometimes go a little bit over 1 gram per pound of body weight, but not much. I may do like 1.2 or something like that, but it depends on, what my calories are at that time. But for the sake of this video, we will say 1 gram of protein per body weight is going to be good for you for building muscle. So let's get right into it. So first and foremost, we'll start with my favorite food for muscle building. That is going to be salmon. This is wild Alaskan sockeye salmon fillet. Got this from Target, and let's see what the macros are. So this container here is going to be 8 ounces, and it's going to be 25 grams of protein, 8 grams of fat, 0 grams of carbs. All right, next up, I love seafood. So next up we have shrimp. Another great source of protein here. So for 1 serving of this bag is going to be 3 ounces. Oh, and if you're curious, this comes from Target as well. And in that 3 ounces, so for that 1 serving, you're going to be getting 12 grams of protein, less than 1 gram of carbs, so we'll say 0 grams of carbs, and then 0 grams of fat. So when I say you can choose a food option that is low in carbs and fat and high in protein, and then pair it with other food options that are high in carbs and high in fats, that's what I mean for things like the shrimp and the salmon. They're very low in carbs and fats, so you have room to add more food options in your meal that are higher in carbs and fat, as long as you have one of these 2 options in your meal. All right, so next up, going to be doing black beans. So beans are very underrated. They are not only a good source for building muscle, but they are also good for things like fiber, something that goes unnoticed a lot of the time. So for the macros for this, let's see what is in this container. So in this container, we have about 3.5 servings, and the serving size is going to be half a cup. So in each serving is going to be 2 grams of fat. The carbs are 19 grams, and protein, you got 6 grams. So you compare this with either your salmon or your shrimp, and then it still has protein in it, but in addition to that, you're going to be getting a good amount of carbohydrates as well. All right, next up, we have some quinoa. So got this from Target as well. Now, a lot of people like to do like a jasmine rice or brown rice, which I like to do as well. But for the sake of this video, for building muscle, we're going to look at something that, you know, is a little higher in protein than something like a brown rice per serving. So for a serving of this, it's going to be 1/4 a cup, and then you have the fat is 2.5 grams, carbs going to be 27 grams, and then protein 6 grams. That's per serving. So last but definitely not least, I like to have this as a snack or to add it in my shakes, and it's going to be natural peanut butter. So sorry, it's a little bent. Probably dropped the grocery bag or something bringing it in the house. But for this, you have a serving size is going to be 2 tablespoons. Then you have total fat, it's going to be 16 grams. Carbs going to be 6 grams, and protein 7 grams. That's per serving. So there you have it. So if I was going to do a meal, I could do salmon, then I can do beans, and I can do rice, and that will give me that balance I need to have the fats, the carbs, and the protein. Now the fats are still going to be low from that specific meal, so if I wanted to increase the fats at some point later in the day, I can add peanut butter to something like my protein shake, or I can even take a rice cake and spread peanut butter on there to increase my fats for the day. Now keep in mind the serving size is going to be important. So everybody's body is different. Their maintenance calories are going to be different, as well as how many calories they need to consume in order to be in a caloric surplus. It depends on the person, and it depends on a lot of other variables like your lifestyle, your job, your hobbies. It's a lot of different variables that go into that, but this is going to be a good start for some foods that you can pick up from Target or even Walmart in order to start building muscle. And these are all healthy options, so you know, we don't have any fast food or anything shown in here. And I intentionally left supplements out of this video. But if you are into supplements, then you can just get some whey protein in order to consume that, in order to increase the amount of protein you're taking in each day. But I intentionally left supplements out because I feel like supplements deserve their own video, which I will be doing in the future. So if you want to see that, please hit that like button. So other than that, thank you for watching. I appreciate the continued support. Please subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.